Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Rose and I'm here with Ryan Platt to talk about his job. So, first of all, what do you do as a job? Like, what is your job? I know you're a manager, but...
Yeah, I'm the manager of RQA Services, which stands for Retail Quality Assurance.
What do you do there?
I oversee all of our shipping, receiving, warehouse, and inventory. We handle recalls, audits, and consumer complaints for major food and beverage companies.
Oh, that seems very important.
Yeah.
I know we talked about this before, but how was your journey to get to RQA?
It's actually, the company was actually started by my uncle 35 years ago. And then in 2010, I started working as a project coordinator there. And I just, did minor things on smaller projects and then just kind of worked my way up. And then I actually left for a while, and then they built a warehouse and asked me to come back to run that and manage the company.
That's, wow, sounds very like, hey, you got back into it.
Yeah, wasn't asking for it, but they brought me back. So.
I mean, do you at least enjoy it?
Oh yeah, I love it. So it's great. Something new every day. Working with these big companies, they can throw a lot of things in your way, and I've handled over the last year probably over 150 recalls.
And that's just like through everybody?
Yeah, it's just we work for all different. It's pretty much anything consumer related. So anything that's sold to somebody. Whenever the FDA steps in, we handle the recalls for them. So it could be anything from makeup to a cooler.
Wow. So for your job, is it just region-based or is it based throughout the whole country?
It's actually worldwide.
Oh, it's worldwide?
Yeah. So I'm actually working right now with clients in China for a beauty product.
Oh, wow. That's impressive, I'm gonna be honest. I just thought it was like us or like Indiana itself.
Oh no, yeah, it's worldwide.
Holy, that's insane. Next question, what struggles did you face becoming a manager?
Staying on task a lot, and communication's like a really big thing when I work, and I've had struggles with that, in the past, but now I'm a little older, so I've kind of settled down and see what's important in front of you. And main thing is, just staying on task, communication. Those were big struggles because you got clients in China, they're like 18 hours time difference, so they're sending you something at 2 a.m. and they want you to respond right away. And that was a little difficult, but you can overcome anything really.
Okay. How did your role evolve from, because you said you were there and then you left and came back. How did it evolve throughout the time you were there?
Well, I started as a project coordinator, which is like your basic hire-on person, and then I was just given more and more responsibility. And I'm not gonna lie, in the beginning, I didn't do as good as I thought I could. So I sort of stayed at the coordinator level for a while, but then it was just, going to my boss, asking for more responsibility, proving myself, and then I eventually worked my way up to manager.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Can you walk us through like how a normal day would work when you arrive?
So like I was saying, I have, clients all over the world. So I get in and first thing I do is just go through all my emails, update all the clients on the, the progress of the projects and the recalls. And we handle everything throughout the stores too. So I have thousands of representatives all over the world that go into the stores, and I have to look at all their data that they capture on a mobile application that we created. So I go through all the data, respond to emails, and then kind of see what we have for the day for the in-house employees, and then sort of schedule everyone, based on workload and projects.
Wow, that seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, and that's like the first hour, and
Jeez, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty much just keeping on data, sending updates. I have to do multiple reports that I send to clients every day through like Excel spreadsheets and everything. So,
how do you tell like the people that go into the stores to recall this item? How do you just send them emails, or do you?
So we have they're all independent contractors, and I think we have over 5,000 now. And they'll be like they'll get an email saying there's a project in their area, and then when they accept, we send them instructions, and everything we do is on a mobile app that we created. So it'll all be step by step. Say if there's a recall for a certain candy, it would be like, go to this store, take a photo of the front of the store so we know that they're there. And then they would have to give a letter of authorization to a manager, because you're not really supposed to walk around the store and take pictures and scan items. And then once they get the manager's blessing to go through the store, it's a step-by-step, what they're looking for. It'd be take a picture of the whole shelf, select the recalled product, and then recalls are usually based on date codes, so it'll be like a time frame. So like say if Coca-Cola has a recall, it's not going to be every single Coca-Cola brand. It'll be something made, between June 1st and June 3rd. And then they'd have to capture the date codes, and then depending on how the client set it up, they would either purchase the product or they would give the product to the manager and they would get a store credit.
Oh, that sounds like a big, huge process.
Yeah. And we're working on one right now that's every hardware store pretty much in America.
Oh, jeez.
Anywhere that sells a garbage disposal. Yeah, it's about 10,000 locations.
And that's the country? Jeez.
Yeah, that's just in the US, and then we're gonna do Canada, which that's gonna be tough.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not bilingual at all, and a lot of people speak French in Canada, so.
Oh, that is true. So, how do you prioritize your tasks at the job?
Really based on like the clients, really. Like if we have a more laid back client, and a lot of it has to do with the FDA too. So there's some things where if there's, well, let me go back a little bit, sorry, there's different classes of recalls. So if you have a class 1 recall, that means there was injury or death. So those are your main priorities. You have to get those products taken care of right away. And then if you have a class 2, which was just like a manufacturing error or some sort of missing ingredient, then those are kind of on the back burner. But I mean, you still have to handle everything every day. You can't just go days without, updating your clients. But mainly class 1 is what you have to take care of first.
Okay. Yeah, prioritize deaths and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot, better than something that says it's rose scented and it's, lily scented or something like that.
I mean, at least you can find out what you have to recall, and that seems like a pretty good job.
Yeah.
So for recall wise, is there like a common, recall that happens a lot that you normally get? Not like a specific company, but like more of like different companies have the same recall.
Yeah, a lot of it, not really the same. Like we were talking about before, like everything's kind of different. Some of the same products get recalled a lot more, and it's a lot of things like if the FDA will audit like their assembly, and if something's like not clean or if something's not working 100%, then we've had that happen multiple times with companies, and unfortunately, if they can't get it right, then they get shut down, and that's happened, a pretty decent amount of times. A lot smaller companies, not the bigger major ones, but yeah, nothing really like repetitive as much. Listeria is a big one.
Listeria. Oh,
yeah.
That's like it's in fountain foods, correct?
Yeah, that and like E. coli sometimes. It's really all comes down to the cleanliness of the assembly that or their warehouses.
That makes sense. So how do you talked about customer complaints. How do you handle those? Because I know dealing with customers is not fun, especially if they're complaining.
So another thing we do is consumer complaints where, say you got a can of pop and there's a bug in it or something, and you call the number on the can, we would actually send somebody to that person's house to pick up the product, and then they would either ship it back to us or like a forensics lab to make sure that it wasn't like placed in the can. They can tell, and they pretty much do like an autopsy on an insect. And they find out like time of death and all that. And then, but you'll have to call that consumer to let them know, someone's gonna come. And there's sometimes like, what, you did this and I drink a bug and blah, blah. I'm like, Yeah, I'm third party. I'm just working for the company. I don't work there, and so yeah, sometimes that can be difficult. But it's pretty much just don't let it get to you and be kind and courteous. Really, 'cause at the end of the day, you are customer service. So
that's all we have for today. Thank you for joining us.
yeah, thank you.
I enjoyed this conversation.
Yeah,
How about
me
you?
too.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Thanks for watching. See you guys later.
Bye bye.